Hi guys, welcome back to Cooking Made Easy with Mookies. Today I'll be showing you how to make a coconut loaf using the single proofing method. Now let's go ahead and activate our yeast. I put in a teaspoon of yeast, a tablespoon of sugar and lukewarm water. Emphasis on lukewarm water because if the water is too hot, it kills the yeast. Now we are going to set this aside for at least 5 minutes. Then we are going to go ahead and toast our grated coconuts. I like to toast it a little because it gives me that coconut candy vibes, but please note that you can go ahead and bake without toasting. Now back to our dough. I'm making use of 3 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of sugar because I added the 5th into the yeast. I'm going to add in half teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add in powdered instant milk, and this is what the yeast looks like when it is properly activated, and I feel like it gives me the best results when I activate my yeast before baking. Even though you can add in your dry yeast, add in warm water or room temperature water and go ahead with the baking, but this works perfectly fine for me. I added in butter and I added in vegetable oil. Now we are going to knead properly on work surface. Earlier I said we are going to do a single proofing. That means this is going to be allowed to rest only once. Because of the style I want my final bread to come out in, I divided the dough into 3 parts and I made sure I scaled it so that it's at least almost the same size. So I'm going to spread each part of the dough as you see me doing. Apply little butter, please not excess butter because it's going to ruin your dough. Little butter, and then I spread in my coconut and roll in. Please note that you don't have to do it this way. You can add in the coconut while mixing the dough of the bread. Putting my coconut in this way works better for me because I like feeling the coconut gathered or clustered in one place when I'm eating my bread. So that's why I use this method. So I'm going to go ahead and pinch this dough properly so that there's no opening. It becomes uniform, like you can't even tell whether there's an opening or not. You have to pinch properly and make sure everything sits in properly. So I did that for all 3 parts of the dough. Remember, I divided into 2, and I'm going to go ahead and braid my dough. Firstly, I'm going to pinch the edge. I'm going to pinch it together so the dough can come together. Then I fold under because that part is going to sit inside the pan and it's going to come together perfectly when the bread is properly done. So now we're going to go ahead and braid. Just follow me as I braid with you. And after braiding again, we are going to pinch the end like I did with the beginning. We are going to make sure it's properly pinched. When I say properly pinched, I mean properly pinched, so the dough comes in together, and then we are going to fold in under again so that it's not noticeable. The only thing you would be seeing when the bread is done is the beautiful braided style. Now that we are done, we are going to set this into our baking pan, and now this is when we proof. We set this aside to rise for at least 40 minutes. Then we are going to prepare our egg for egg washing. I'm going to break in egg. Some people add in milk and water, but I did just the egg. It works fine for me. And then we are going to egg wash. Now while egg washing, I made a mistake. I put in too much egg and I let some of it slip to the bottom of the pan. I'm going to show you where that mistake haunted me as we go, but right now I'm going to top up with my coconut. You know, I added in some into the bread dough while rolling. I'm going to top up some. The reason why I toasted halfway is because when this is baking, it's going to toast properly, and ta-da, this is what our bread looks like. Now this is where my mistake haunted me because the egg that dropped in while egg washing made the bread to catch in the pan. I had to use the knife to scratch in the edges before the bread came out well, and now I have this whole patches on my bread because of that error. So please don't make the same error. Don't make too much egg while egg washing. Now this is what our bread looks like. It's hot and it's ready to be eaten with anything you want to eat it with, and trust me, it was an amazing loaf. So I'm showing you the bread from different angles. I mean, if you doubt it, try yours and let me know what you think afterwards. Now let's go ahead and cut this loaf. Let me show you what it looks like inside. It's very fluffy, very soft, very amazing, and very coconutty because I made sure I made use of enough coconuts. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll see you guys with another recipe. Thanks again and enjoy.